Hello my dear students, welcome to Rishikul Online School. Let's continue chapter 2 of history in which we are studying about the development of early people from hunter-gatherers to food producers. So dear students, this is the second module of this chapter and in this module we shall study about the discovery of fire and the starting of agriculture and domestication. So let's start with the discussion on rock paintings. Dear students, many of the caves in which these early people lived have paintings on the walls. One of the best example of cave painting is Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. These paintings show wild animals drawn with great accuracy and skill. It is believed that these rock paintings were perhaps created on ceremonies for special rituals or perhaps by hunters before they went for hunting. Let's talk about discovery of fire. Discovery of fire was a milestone in development of human life. By rubbing the piece of stone against another piece of stone, human discovered that the process creates fire. From this, humans learned burning fire and cooking food. They also started using fire for saving them from wild animals and to keep their bodies warm during cold. Discovery of fire made their life easy. Let's talk about a changing environment. Dear students, much of the old stone age overlapped the ice age when the earth was colder than it is now. Huge sheets of ice covered much of the land. But around 12,000 years ago, there were major changes in the climate of the world, with a shift to relatively warm conditions. In many areas, this led to the development of grasslands. This in turn led to an increase in the number of deer, antelope, goat, sheep, and cattle. Those who hunted these animals now followed them, learning about their food habits and their breeding seasons. It is likely that this period helped people to start thinking about herding and rearing these animals themselves. This was also a time when several grain bearing grasses, including wheat, barley, and rice, grew naturally in different parts of the subcontinent. Edible plants were found. Seeds broke off, stalks fell on the ground, then new plants sprouted from them. Then people protected the plants from birds and animals, and plants were grown and seeds ripened. In this way, people became farmers. People could also attract and then tame animals by leaving food for them near their shelters. First animal to be tamed was wild ancestor of dog. Other animals were encouraged to come near camps where they lived. Sheep, goat, cattle, and pigs ate grass and came near the camps. People protected these animals from attacks of other wild animals. This is how they became herders. Now, early people started a new way of life. Dear students, if you plant a seed, you will notice that it takes some time to grow. This may be for several days, weeks, months, and in some cases, years. So, when early people planted seeds and noticed that it takes some time to grow, they stayed in same place for long time. They looked after the plants, watering, weeding, driving away animals and birds till grains ripened. Grain had to be stored for food and seed. So they began making large clay pots and wove baskets or dug pits into the ground. As grain had to be stored for both food and seed, so people had to think of ways of storing it. In many areas, they began making large clay pots or wove baskets or dug pits into the ground. Dear students, animals multiply naturally. Besides, if they are looked after carefully, they provide milk and meat whenever required. In other words, animals that are reared can be used as a store of food. So, dear students, that was all about this module. We shall continue this chapter in next module. Thank you.